Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's IZOD IndyCar Series Future Car Strategy Announcement. I'm Scott Hoke. I would like to sincerely thank everyone for being with us today and for attending this monumental event, including several special guests who are with us in the audience. First of all, the Governor of Indiana, the Honorable Mitch Daniels, as well as Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard and Speedway Town Council President Bill Suffel. Also, we'd like to welcome the Holman George family. Mary and Nancy, as well as Tony Jr., Jessica, Jared, and Kyle are here in the audience with us tonight. All of the team owners, principals, and drivers, including Will Power, Thomas Schechter, Sarah Fisher, and J.R. Hildebrand, and drivers that we hope to see in this series sometime in the very near future, like sprint car champion Levi Jones, here with us today. We also have representatives from various IndyCar partners and sponsors, including Eric Berkman of Honda and Al Spire of Firestone, that are here with us today. Many of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and IndyCar Series employees who are here with us to be a part of today's big announcement. We thank you for being here as well. And certainly the media that's taken the time to come out and cover today's event, and especially those of you who have traveled from long distances to be here with us today. And finally to the fans, many fans who are here today in the audience and watching us live streaming on IndyCar.com. We thank you all for being here for this afternoon's announcement. We'll begin with a formal presentation, followed by a photo opportunity, and then a moderated Q&A session for the media with today's participants. And again, please, no flash photography until we give you the okay. Right now, I'd like to introduce the man who will kick off today's historic announcement. Please join me in welcoming IndyCar Chief Executive Officer Randy Bernard. Randy.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Scott. Well, today's an exciting day, and I'd like to thank all of you for sharing it with us. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Board of Directors, Mrs. George, Nancy, Kathy, Josie, as well as Jack. I'd also like to thank Jeff Belskis for his support. It's a true honor to hold this position. Today is a result of listening to all of you that shared your ideas, your passion, and your input. From the fans, the press, the team owners, to the drivers and sponsors, you've all had the input, and we've listened. The decisions we have made were not easy. We tried to be cognizant of costs for the team owners while keeping in mind the fans who want change. This decision is one of the most important decisions of the decade for the IZOD IndyCar Series and its future. And with so many knowledgeable and passionate experts in the industry, it was only right to create a committee to help with these mammoth decisions, the Iconic Advisory Committee. We started with a list of over 110 experts, and then narrowed it down until we had selected the perfect 7 that represented the core areas of IndyCar. I'd like to recognize Steve Krisloff for his help and support during this process. Thank you. And then I knew I needed a great leader that the 7 experts would respect to oversee these meetings. I chose a retired 4-star general who I had tremendous respect and trust in. One of his last commands was to modernize the United States Air Force aircraft. His responsibilities were very similar with this command relating to speed, economics, innovation, and technology. I want to thank General Bill Looney for the outstanding job. Personally, it was an amazing experience to witness these 7 experts who had such a wide range of ideas and opinions work together. After our first conference call, I couldn't sleep that night thinking about what I heard. All I could think was, how are we ever going to get these 7 experts to decide on a car in the next 2.5 months? Their opinions were all so different, and we had such a huge task in hand. But they rolled up their sleeves with the research, the data, serious debate, and critical thinking. They gave it their all. It was amazing to see how they started looking at the future of the IZOD IndyCar Series as a team. And I'm proud to say that every issue was funneled down to a unanimous decision. I truly believe they didn't need any more time. They used it wisely and kept on task to meet the deadlines. It's important to thank our iconic advisory support team, Donald Davison, Amy Conrath, Tracy Todd, Gretchen Snelling, Terry Dangstedt, John Lewis, Les McTaggart, and Kevin Blanche. These folks worked many hours supporting our iconic advisory committee, all with backup and follow-up. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, this is a huge honor to know that in 18 months, this car will be a reality, and that these great drivers that sit here today will be driving it. Drivers, please know that safety was always a priority, while competitiveness, cost-effectiveness, efficiency, relevance, green, modern, and technology were all major attributes that were taken into account. The one thing that no one can deny, and we should be thankful for, is that all 5 chassis manufacturers took this process very seriously, presenting concepts with great ingenuity and innovation. We are truly grateful for their time, their energy, and their creativity. I'd like to single one manufacturer out, and that's the Delta Wing. Their concept created tremendous buzz and truly forced the committee, fans, and entire racing community to reach with their imagination. I wanted to personally thank Ben, Dan, and Chip for pushing for a change that is about relevance and the next big idea. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to finish this process and make the announcement. I'd like to go to the boardroom with General Bill Looney, where the iconic advisory committee earlier this morning took its final vote to ratify the recommendation. Thank you.
Good morning, gentlemen. As you know, in the next few moments, each and every one of you will be casting a vote as to the future of IndyCar. But before you do that, I'd like to take the time to thank you for all of the hard work and effort that you put in to the many days of discussion that we've had in the committee. The debates have been lively. There have been disagreements, as can be imagined. But at the end of the day, I believe you did a great job of representing the perspectives of the manufacturers, of the fans, of the drivers, of the owners, and of the league. And so now is the time to make that vote. And what I will do is ask each one of you, I will call you by name, and if you will use your Verizon Droid X to cast your vote, I will conclude the voting by using the proxy that Mr. Eddie Gossage has given me since he's unable to be able to attend today. So with that, let me start with Mr. Brian Barnhart. Tony Purnell. Gilles DeFerrin. Rick Long. Tony Kottman. Neil Ressler. And I will conclude the voting by voting for Mr. Eddie Gossage. Thank you all.
The iconic advisory committee members have cast their votes. We are moments away from the results.
Elio Castroneves wins at Indy.
Way to go, baby, way to go.
Tony Kanaan has won the championship.
Danica Patrick wins at Twin Ring Motegi.
The current IndyCar chassis has been making memories in the IZOD IndyCar series since 2003.
Dario Franchitti is the champion for 2009.
The 7-member iconic committee has worked tirelessly in an effort to advance the sport. Their decision will determine the future of open wheel racing for 2012 and beyond. They are making one of the biggest decisions in IndyCar history. 5 proposals have been considered. BAT, Dallara, Delta Wing, Lola, and Swift. Each brings unique and intriguing concepts that have sparked interest and energy throughout the racing community. Throughout this process, the committee has been inspired by a 90-year-old passage. Today, you see the result of this forward-looking policy in an entirely new fleet of cars, unlike anything the world has seen before. The result of today's contest will be reflected in the car you buy for yourself 2 or 3 years from now. Always looking to the future, the Indianapolis Speedway is one of the greatest instruments in shaping and determining motoring progress and advancement.
The twin checkers are out. Dario Franchitti is a two-time winner of the Indianapolis 500-mile race.
The iconic committee's vote will change the face of open-wheel racing. Stand by for the future of IndyCar. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the future of the IZOD IndyCar Series. The base of this new car is a rolling chassis and enhanced safety cell, which will be produced by longtime IndyCar partner Dallara. Various manufacturers will produce changeable bodywork for this car. They're known as aero kits. The aero kits will give the cars distinct looks, front and rear wings, side pods, engine covers. And what you are seeing today with this hologram behind me are concepts of what these cars might look like. The IndyCar safety cell is being dressed in different sets of aero kits. The new car provides diverse looks to the cars while allowing for open competition. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time I am honored to welcome to the stage the members of the Iconic Advisory Committee to explain the future car strategy. And as we welcome these gentlemen, please at this time feel free to take flash pictures. First of all, please welcome Brian Barnhart, the President of Competition and Racing Operations for the IZOD IndyCar Series. Tony Kottman, founder of NZR Consulting, focusing on race circuit design and safety. Tony also introduced Champ Car's new design in 2007. He's a current member of the FIA Circuits Commission. Next is Gilles DeFerrin, co-owner of DeFerrin Dragon Racing and winner of the 2003 Indianapolis 500. Please join me in welcoming Rick Long, the owner of Speedway Engines Development, Inc. Rick Long. Tony Purnell, founder of PI Research, and former head of Ford's Premier Performance Division. Tony is a former representative to the FIA. He was educated at MIT and is a professor at Cambridge University. Next is Mr. Neil Ressler, former Vice President of Research and Advanced Engineering and a Chief Technical Officer at Ford Motor Company. Neil has been involved in motorsports for more than 25 years. At this time, I'd like to mention that Eddie Gossage, the president of the Texas Motor Speedway and a valued member of this iconic advisory committee, very much wanted to be here with us all today, but unfortunately was unable to attend. You'll hear from Eddie momentarily. Finally, our moderator today, retired four-star General William Looney, who oversaw the modernization of the U.S. Air Force's fleet of aircraft. General Bill Looney.
Well, thanks, Scott, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As moderator of this advisory committee, it was my job to make sure that the objectives of raceability, safety, cost-effectiveness, efficiency, relevancy, greening, and a modern look were all addressed. And I've got to tell you, from my perspective, this committee did an outstanding job in all of these areas. I've been honored to be part of the process and be able to participate with these world-class professionals of motorsports. And now I'd like to turn things over to the members of the advisory committee to further explain the attributes of the exciting and future strategy for the IZOD IndyCar Series. With that, Tony Purnell.
Okay, thank you, Bill. The whole committee loved the variety and inventiveness of the designs presented. But the question remained, how could we deliver low costs and yet get the diversity the fans demanded? Our solution? Make the parts that the fans can see, that is the whole body shell and the wings, free for anybody to supply. Consider, the aerodynamic bodywork is the key performance differentiator between any chassis. It is the facet of the car design that matters most, both visually and technically. Our decision delivers a state-of-the-art rolling chassis and a safety cell as a base. Dallara are making this for us, and they have impeccable credentials with regards safety and top-quality construction. Clothing the safety cell is a job that can be tackled at a tiny development cost compared to designing the complete vehicle. We're hoping lots of technology concerns stamp their names in the Indy 500 history book by dressing this chassis in different and sexy ways. The hologram shows how different the solutions might be, yet all within the rules. It's a revolutionary strategy, opening the door for many to rise to the challenge of Indy. Not just the traditional chassis manufacturers. Our goal is to reach out and challenge the automotive and aerospace industries. So come on Ford, come on GM, Lotus, Ferrari. Come on Lockheed, come on Boeing. Come on you engineers working in small technology businesses. We want you to rise to the challenge. There's a framework here to showcase your technical prowess without a major raid on the piggy bank. We want you guys involved. It's time to pick up the gauntlet. Roll on 2012. Bring it on. Brian.
Thank you, Tony. I certainly share your enthusiasm, and it's been a real honor working with you and every member of this advisory committee. Another goal of the committee was a substantial cost reduction in the price of the chassis to help with the economic stability of our teams as we move to a new car. The IndyCar safety cell from Dallara will cost $349,000, while a complete car will cost $385,000. This is a 45% price reduction from our current cars. We're also expecting a significant increase in the life of the parts. This will result in an overall reduction in running cost of nearly 50%. Any manufacturer can produce the aero kits for the chassis. However, the parts must receive approval from the series, fit within certain price parameters, be available to all teams, and undergo safety testing. Each team will be allowed to race 2 different aero kits during the racing season. As part of this strategy, we will experience a sizable increase in our technical staff, enhancing our team and facilities to become a world-renowned technical organization. Tony?
Thanks, Brian. Our goal was to maintain the IZOD IndyCar Series position as the fastest and most versatile racing series in the world. We feel the strategy is the most effective way to achieve different-looking cars while maintaining close racing that has become the hallmark of the sport. We also wanted to maintain our position as the leader in motorsport safety. The core of the new car will be the IndyCar safety cell with improved visibility, head, leg, and back protection, advanced padding, and more. Another unique concept to improve our close racing is the wheel interlock prevention system. The system will let cars run side by side while limiting the chance for locking wheels and the risk for getting airborne. Gilles.
Well, after speaking to the many team owners and other stakeholders in our sports, there were various objectives the committee needed to meet with this decision. Initially, it seemed that we simply were choosing a car. And after much debate and discussion, we came up with a concept which I believe meets many, if not all, of the original challenges. This unique and groundbreaking concept embraces innovation and competition, very much in keeping with IndyCar traditions, while at the same time achieving the impossible, reducing the cost of entry and competition. By the usage of standard parts and supply rules, the IndyCar series ensures costs are under control and teams have access to the latest and greatest. By encouraging multiple manufacturers to supply bodywork parts and essentially brand the cars, the IndyCar series brings innovation and competition. By introducing a safety cell that meets the highest standards in motorsports, the series again demonstrates that it is in the forefront of safety initiatives. In short, like I said, it seemed that we started with a simple choice and ended up coming up with a concept which I hope you all agree will re-energize and secure the future of our sport. Thank you. Neil.
We've felt for quite a long while that the IZOD IndyCar Series would benefit by adopting a rules package that was closely aligned with the direction being followed by the global automotive manufacturers. Such industry-relevant change would address many aspects of efficiency, such as engine design, weight, and aerodynamic efficiency. The new modern engine design has already been announced. The weight of the new car being announced today is targeted at 1,380 pounds, which is 185 pounds lighter than the current car. The opportunity for each team to choose their own aero kit for fitment on the IndyCar safety cell brings with it new possibilities for improved aerodynamic performance. We believe that this industry-relevant approach may well attract more manufacturers to the series. Eddie?
Since 1909, IndyCar racing has created great moments for fans all around the world. And since 1997, the IZOD Indy Racing League has created instant classic after instant classic at Texas Motor Speedway. And that's what we want to ensure. The Iconic Committee wants to ensure that as we go forward, it continues to create great moments, drama, excitement, color for fans of motorsports all around the globe. This recommendation by the Iconic Committee to make sure that the Indy cars continue to be the fastest race cars in the world, that there's a green initiative, that they're safe, priority one, that they're fan friendly. All of these things have been part of the process of making this decision. We held fan forums. Important to me that we listened to the fans, and it was important to Indy Racing League. And we held fan forums at Indianapolis and at Texas. Transcripts of those forums were produced, presented to the staff at the Indy Racing League and to every member of the Iconic Committee. They've been reviewed. Every last word was heard by every member of the Iconic Committee, discussed, questions. It's an important part of the ingredients to me in making this decision. In the end, I think what we've wound up with is a chassis that's great looking. It gives us a variety of looks over the year. It's very safe, priority one. But the thing that's most important to me is that it's reduced the cost by 40% for team owners. That allows team owners that are currently in the sport to continue to participate and makes the sport more appealing to other team owners to come and join. We want to grow the IZOD Indy Racing League. We want to continue to have IZOD Indy Racing League events at Texas Motor Speedway for years and years to come. I'm an IndyCar fan since I was a kid. I'm honored to be a part of this committee, honored to be part of this recommendation, and look forward to being part of the IZOD Indy Racing League for years and years to come.
We feel this concept keeps in line with the new engine strategy, which is open and inclusive, which is focusing on high performance. Beginning in 2012, the series could see increased manufacturers' participation in both engines and car categories. The future engine strategy will allow manufacturers to produce engines with a maximum of 6 cylinders and as well as a maximum displacement of 2.4 liters. The engines will range from 550 to 700 horsepower to suit the diverse set of tracks the IZOD IndyCar Series runs on. And will be turbocharged to allow the flexibility and power. The overtake assist button, also known as the push to pass, will allow for an increase of up to 100 horsepower. The engine will run on ethanol fuel, keeping the IZOD IndyCar Series green message.
One of our desired attributes regarding the new car was that it was made in America. I'm very pleased to introduce the Honorable Mitch Daniels, Governor of Indiana, to announce some very exciting new developments. Governor?
General, it's a pleasure. Well, as they say in the infomercials, wait, it gets better. For all us who grew up racing fans, this is a fantastic announcement about the sport we love. I'm here and happy to tell you that it's also a great business and jobs and economic story for the state of Indiana. It's with enormous excitement that I announce that Dallara will locate the factory to build these chassis here in Speedway, Indiana, through a deal we have arranged with them. And we believe our number one assignment in public service is to try to grow the economy of this state, more jobs and opportunity for everybody. All good things flow from that. And a big piece of that from the beginning has been, as a business, not an emotional sports fan decision, the commitment to try to bring the motorsports industry here in a much larger way. And for instance, the relocation of much of the drag racing industry from California to Indiana has been part of that. Today's the biggest day by far in our motorsports restoration in Indiana, and it goes beyond Dallara. I want to say how grateful we are to the company, how proud we are as a state. We'll be investing through tax credits and grant money in the town of Speedway and in Dallara to help make that happen. But you need to know two more things about Dallara's wonderful commitment. One is they have also committed to use to the maximum extent possible Indiana suppliers to make the component parts that will make up almost half the value in this car. And that means more jobs and more opportunities for those companies that are here now or might like to locate here and be a big part of this sport. And secondly, and something that I think is enormously inventive and appealing, Dallara has agreed as part of the deal to a $150,000 discount for the first 28 cars bought by teams located in Indiana. This industry is coming home to the state where it was born. So I just want to say on behalf of all the people of Indiana and all the IZOD IndyCar Series fans that populate this state, we are just thrilled and so grateful to everybody who has made this happen. Proud to be a part of it, and looking forward now, as I say, to this great industry coming home and having this great rebirth right here where it belongs, and as important as all of that, a stronger, more appealing, better than ever Indianapolis 500. Thank you all very much. Congratulations on what you did. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Governor Mitch Daniels. At this time, would you please join me in welcoming the mayor of Indianapolis, Greg Ballard, and the executive director of the Town of Speedway Redevelopment Commission, Mr. Scott Harris.
Thank you. It's always nice to announce jobs. It's even more fun to announce motorsports jobs. There's a lot going on there, and we are really committed, along with the state, to attract additional motorsports development into this area. We have been doing a lot of efforts in that regard, obviously, with our travels throughout the world. We now have a sister city relationship with the county of Northamptonshire in England. We've been to Brazil. Higher education facilities around the state are getting these degrees, and so a lot of this is coming to fruition right now. And our economic development visits to other countries are evidence of this commitment to promote investment and to create these jobs. And we will work with the state, with the Speedway and the league to attract investment by suppliers and to create these jobs for Hoosiers. We will work with the state and the town of Speedway to build the kind of quality infrastructure that is necessary to attract these high-tech and skilled manufacturing jobs. We have tremendous skilled workers here, and we are committed to showing the Speedway and the league that this is a very wise investment. And we welcome Dallara to our community, and we welcome to continue to support the Indy Racing League and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Thank you so much for allowing us to come here today. Take care.
It's great to feel the excitement in this room. I'm pleased to welcome our new neighbor, Dallara, to Main Street and downtown Speedway. Today's announcement is the embodiment of our vision for the town of Speedway, a vision of racing, innovation, and community. In this moment, our past and future align. 100 years ago, our 4 automotive pioneers designed a racetrack and began the process of defining a community around the new automobile industry. Innovation was key. 5 years ago, the town of Speedway and its redevelopment commission made a commitment to revitalization of our community through redevelopment to establish an environment for new investment. Our plan was a reflection of our heritage, building on the strengths of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Praxair Surface Technologies, and Allison Transmission. In early December, I was invited by Dallara's U.S. partner to travel to a small town outside of Parma, Italy. I had the opportunity to visit their state-of-the-art design facility and saw within walking distance the cluster of component suppliers. It was a buzzing epicenter of technology. This same model existed in Indiana and along Main Street in Speedway years ago, and with Dallara, it can be replicated today. Dallara will move to a new state-of-the-art technology center on our Main Street, bring to Speedway, stimulate our economy, bring new jobs, and contribute to continued growth of a vibrant, racing-centered community. We're confident that Dallara's decision to locate in the town of Speedway will help open the doors for other investors in the industry and will attract more motorsports-related business development. Dallara, we share your mutual dedication to the racing industry and advanced technology. As the home to the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500, we are proud to be part of the continued success of the motorsports industry in Indiana and the world. Our commitment to Dallara and their decision to bring the world's foremost racing and automotive design firm to Speedway would not have been possible without the efforts of Dallara's long-term U.S. partner, Indy Racing Experience, the Town of Speedway Town Council, Speedway Redevelopment Commission, and Speedway's Town Council. Those representatives are sitting here to my right, and I would like to recognize them here today. Today, I can hear the engines of our community racing forward. Thank you, and again, Dallara, we welcome you to Speedway, Indiana.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Mayor Ballard, very much. At this time, join me in welcoming Dallara's CEO, Andrea Pontremoli, and the rest of the Dallara team.
Good morning. I feel a little bit excited today. So, I am here representing the Dallara Group, and I want also to say thank you to my team members, Andrea Toso, Stefano De Ponti, and Sam Garrett, that are here with me today. We are really honored and proud to have been selected as the chassis constructor for the future IndyCar. We want to thank the Iconic Group. We worked very hard in the last 80 days to be able to answer the very thoughtful questions, and we came out with innovative solutions, keeping in mind safety, cost, raceability, and versatility. Another aspect where we put attention was on opening a new facility here in Speedway, Indiana. And what I want to say is that we will not open here not only a factory to build up the new IndyCar, but in addition, we would like to have a knowledge center where we will have engineering capabilities and the new state-of-the-art simulator where drivers, race engineers, and why not, fans, could practice even before the IndyCar is built. This means that we create new jobs from Dallara, but also for the third-party suppliers. And we need to link with the Indiana universities to create the race engineers of the future. This is the Dallara way to help the economy and to boost the promotion of the IndyCar series through knowledge. And I want to mention an open network of knowledge, open to our partners, open to everybody. Innovation means openness. And I want to point out one word that has been said by the team, inclusive. We are inclusive, we are not exclusive. We want to be partner with the people that are here. We feel the responsibility. And working with this extraordinary community, I think that today we start a new model for our motorsport in the future. Thank you for your help.
Thank you, Andrea. We are very pleased with the outcome of the search for the 2012 car, as we feel we've met our objective of opening the door to competition and creating the opportunity for different-looking cars to compete on the track. Again, I have to thank the iconic advisory committee and everyone involved in this process for working towards the best interest of the future of the sport and what we hope will generate new buzz and excitement. Most importantly, we made the cost of participation in our series a great value. Overall, we anticipate the 2012 IndyCar's cost, including chassis and engine, to be under $1 million. Whether in a competitive or a non-competitive environment, a savings of over 40% from our current car. I look forward to Dallara's physical plant taking shape in its rollout of the safety cell within the next 18 months. And I also look forward to the growth of the motorsports industry in Indiana that this announcement will spur and how it will benefit the Hoosiers. Once again, I want to challenge the automotive and the aero industry as well as other manufacturers and engineers to create aero kits for these cars and further enhance the innovation and relevancy of the IZOD IndyCar series as we move into the future. Thank you very much.